Welcome to the Burn Boot Camp podcast, where you'll find the motivation, inspiration, and empowerment that leads to real transformation, the lifelong kind. Keep listening and keep moving, Burn Nation.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Burn Boot Camp podcast. We get a special episode today to celebrate your brand new CEO, Morgan Kline.
Yay.
Give it up, everyone.
Welcome, guys. Thank you for joining in today. So we are going to talk a little bit about the new organizational structure that went out not too long ago, promoting me to CEO and promoting you to visionary.
Let's go.
So, yeah.
Right where we need to be.
So what does that mean? I think a lot of people, it's funny, Devan, I have to admit, some people are like, wait, I already thought you were the CEO.
Oh, really?
And I got a good little chuckle out of that.
Well, you have been walking and talk. We always say that, right? If you've been behaving this way for a long time, well, that's the best way anyone to get any job is just to do the job before you're actually given the opportunity.
Yeah. But what was the thought process between you and I and why we really made this title change at the end of the day?
Well, we've been thinking about this for 3 years. When I brought it to you, I think back in like late 2018, you didn't necessarily see the vision. I've always been the visionary. You have vision. Let's not like get that misconstrued here. You have a lot of vision. But I was always the one just to kind of throw out the big ideas, and I always really thrived in that. And I noticed how much you thrived in like in the office environment, the professional environment, the methodical nature of like moving the ball down the field, like play by play by play by play. And I enjoy it too, right? Mm-hmm. Like I have a little bit of detail and you have a little bit of vision, but let's be honest, you have way more attention to detail, way more strategic awareness, and a lot of skills that I don't necessarily possess. Right. I say strategic awareness, meaning like not every idea that I have is a good idea.
Yeah.
And you're able to just look at the big picture and be able to bring forward like the biggest the things that will move the needle the most. So 3 years ago, we identified this and we started working toward it very slowly. Mm-hmm. And obviously now 3 years later, we made the title change, but it was a very slow, gradual shift over time, right?
Yeah, I think so. I think when you first introduced it to me, I didn't believe that was a seat that I would ever sit in. If I'm being honest, I think it's a scary move to kind of be the end all be all, which is what the CEO is in an organization. And I think you've done so well at it. But I think what really tipped it for me was reading the book Rocket Fuel, mm-hmm. because it talks a lot about natural integrators and natural visionaries. And so I remember reading that book months ago, and it was like I was reading you and I to a T. Are you looking for it? I was
looking for it. I don't see it though right now.
Yeah. So the book Rocket Fuel.
It's somewhere around here.
Yeah. I think we've loaned it out to a couple people.
Yeah. For those of you that don't know, we do the podcast in the office. This isn't like we go right back to work right after we get off the mic.
Yes.
So
I read the book and I remember being like, oh my goodness, like this is 100% to a T our relationship of like you're a visionary and what all the characteristics it takes to be a visionary, and then an integrator is someone who listens to a visionary and hears what the big picture vision is and says, okay, now we're going to go integrate that into the company. And so I remember reading that book and being like, okay, I believe Devan now when he says what he's said before. And so for me, this is exciting, not only because I get to step into a new role where I'm going to be, challenged and grow, but I think it's going to give a lot of opportunities to our organization. It allows you to do what you're naturally gifted at, which is be a visionary. So what that means is, you're not taking on these day-to-day operational things that the business needs to keep the lights on. You're really out there building those big relationships, and your crazy ideas are still going to come in and probably come to me, but instead of it going to like everybody in the office and then them thinking, oh gosh, Devan has this great idea, we're going to go
stop everything
we're gonna go
I'm
act
doing
on
right
it.
now and go.
It creates a little bit of a filter. So I am now the new filter of all of Devan's ideas instead of other people that, hey, they have a lot of respect for you. So when they hear that you have an idea or you want something to happen, like they may go act on it, and that may really be detracting them from what we really need to be focused on in that moment to move the business forward.
I also want everyone to know that although I am a visionary who is really, like Morgan said, filtered by the CEO, her and I, our relationship, she's still the tiebreaker. I want everyone to know that the CEO she is the end all be all, and she gets to make the final decision. Now, the reason I'm so excited about this position is because I know that you have respect for me and my vision, and that you actually want nothing more than to be able to fulfill my need and your need for progress to that vision. And in a sense, make me happy. It's almost like a coach-player mentality, right?
Yeah.
Like you have a really good coach and you have a really good relationship with that person. Well, they're the coach. They get to make the game plan, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then you get to go out there and execute the game plan to your best of your ability. And the best coaches always, the players always want to please them,
Right.
in a sense. So that's our relationship now, and it's an exciting one to go on with you. It is new. It is going to be a little bit new because you have to be self-aware, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it will be a transition of you and I getting used to like this new meeting cadence and me really learning what you want to be involved in and you learning how you can come in and at the right times. But we're excited for the company, that what does this mean for our members?
It means for our members that I will definitely be increasing my amount of travel to our locations to spend time with our franchise partners, with our teams, and with our members. There's nothing more than I love than being inside of our gyms, honing in on the fitness product, teaching and educating. I think the word educator comes to mind when I think of my new role, that I've worked very, very hard on my communication skills over the last 10 years and and really to crystallize the vision with everyone in the organization is my task, right?
Yeah.
To go communicate the vision with everyone in the organization, and not only communicate the vision, but also ask them what their vision is so that I can then thread, their vision through and mix that with the business's vision. So together we can achieve. And so I think it will bring us a lot closer together as an organization. A visionary definitely does not mean that I'm going to go off in La La Land somewhere and grow a long beard and, wear like, hippie
not.
clothes and things like that and meditate unnecessarily a large amount.
No, you're not getting a free pass.
No, I'm going to, no, this is me and my element basically like in 2012 when we were starting in the parking lot. And there was, I like new territory. I like the unforeseen road. I like the path less taken.
Yeah. And what does it mean for members with me stepping in?
I don't know. You tell them. From my opinion, or do you want to tell them?
Yeah, your opinion. A first female CEO of the company.
Right?
And, listen, here's the thing. I've been making a lot of decisions, him and I both, but I think now with me being the kind of the end all be all with like all things in the brand, I think it will just bring us closer to who we are trying to serve, because I am a woman and I am, our demographic that we're out there trying to serve. And so I'm just excited to bring more of that perspective to life with the brand. Not that I haven't been able to do that in the COO role, but I think it's just a little bit closer to it.
Yeah.
From a marketing perspective and, from an ops perspective and,
Well, based on the Instagram post that we made announcing your role change in your promotion into CEO, there was an overwhelmingly positive response from the membership. And I think the reason is because you just that, right? You're so relatable and you're so real and authentic and down to earth with the way that you approach yourself and your family, and you're transparent enough to show everybody those things. You don't just show them the times where you're doing really well. You also show them the times that are tough, and you talk about it, and you're open and you're vulnerable, and you're scratching your own itch, right? Like the things that you need in your life.
Yeah.
Like, with 3 children, it's very difficult for families nowadays, for the mom and the dad to work out together or to be healthy with children because there's not a lot of options. So just that from a membership standpoint, I think I could second that for days, but you said basically what I just said, and I just repeated all the things that you said. So the most empowered woman I know, that was my post about this. And I think you're going to have the ability to, I think we as an organization are going to have the ability to touch way deeper into people's lives because you are so influenced by what they're influenced by.
Yeah. I hope to be influential. That's for sure. I will do my best. And I know that the support, like Devan said, has been really amazing. We were just in Kentucky. So that was like my first trip on the road since the announcement.
Mm-hmm.
And I had members, coming up and telling me how excited they were. And so
Yeah.
I would have never thought they would care about that, because
Yeah.
they're not like
Yeah.
part of the organization from like a business standpoint. They're just a fan and a member. But so thank you for everybody that has supported Devan and I in this change. And at the end of the day, it's just where we naturally are meant to be. And it's utilizing our giftings. And as we get older and more mature, and built a team around us, we have understood how important it is to lean into people's giftings and their strengths, and then allow everybody to really do what they're intended to do, because that's when they work the best.
Mm-hmm.
And that goes for you and I as well. In 10 years, we've played a lot of different roles in this company. We've worn a lot of different hats. And so it feels good to also have the opportunity to actually make this change. It's a testament to kind of the people around us that have helped us get here.
Yeah, and there's no chance that we get here without our franchise partners, our HQ, and all of our trainers and our teams on the ground. I mean, it is the definition of a community, right? Where we all have one mission together, that we all really have a common language and a common goal around reaching that mission together. And I'm just so excited to have you lead the charge, honestly, and relieved in a sense. Your job is going to now be much harder than my job, and you have a lot more pressure and weight on your shoulders. And I used to feel that sometimes, and I'm always going to be here for you as your confidant and as a partner in crime and as your visionary. But also, in this states right in the book, the integrator's job is the hard job. The visionary's job is to come up with as many ideas and strategies and solve solutions to complex problems as I possibly can. So I'm excited for it, and you were built for this. So
Well, thank you.
I'm excited for the next decade and to watch you really take this organization to the moon.
To the moon. All right. Well, thank you guys so much for tuning in today. Make sure that you are subscribing to our YouTube channel and to this podcast so you never miss a piece of content from us.
2 claps on 2. 1, 2.